I'm going to begin by asking, I mean, Paper Towns feels very different to Robot and Frank. I mean, it's a whole different genre for starters. I was wondering if that was a conscious move on your part to try your hand at something completely different, or if is this just what sort of landed on your lap?
No, I just when something really this good lands on your lap, like you can't say no. But I think, in some ways, if I was going to say it was related to Robot and Frank in any way, it would be that they both kind of mix quite a bit of genres in them. Like Robot and Frank was this sort of heartfelt relationship movie, but also like a heist caper and a buddy movie and all these kind of things that we tried to hold together. And Paper Towns has to be both a mystery and also a bit of a romance and also a road trip movie between friends. It has to have all of those things. And, I really, after Robot and Frank, wanted to find something that kind of pushed what we could do with the camera a little bit more. And I thought the mystery element in Paper Towns got me very excited about being able to do that.
And then, of course, I mean, the romance is obviously a very prevalent theme in this. For me, what I took out of it most was the idea of coming to the end of that whole end of high school and being with your friends, and that idea of everything just changing. Yeah. I was wondering if you were able to kind of draw on your own experiences in that regard and to try and especially with helping the actors.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it was almost painful reading the book and kind of thinking about Q in that moment. And I think there is this moment you get to towards the end of high school where, you love your friends, but you also can feel a little bit held captive to the way that they see you. And the movie is about that in a lot of ways, is everyone kind of feeling captive to the way they're seen and wanting to break out of that, both Q and Margot, obviously, and the rest of his friends. So.
I mean, Margot, it felt like it could have been quite a tough role to cast. I mean, Cara does a fantastic job. I mean, there's obviously been a lot of talk already about her brilliant audition, but what was it about her audition, just about her in particular, that you just thought, this is my Margot?
It just felt, and look, we saw a lot of wonderful actresses for the part. When she came in, it felt like she wasn't acting. Like when you watched, and especially when you came out of the room, and obviously she has a lot of energy and it's easy to get swept up, but when you saw it on tape, like it really came through. Like it felt like a very kind of honest, true-to-life, real-world version of Margot, as opposed to a more kind of literary, outsized one.
And of course, I mean, John Green was heavily involved as well, as he was with Fault in the Stars. I mean, is it quite handy having the orphan, the person who created this whole world, always kind of there if you ever need any questions or need some advice, he's kind of on hand to help?
Yeah, it was wonderful. And, the great thing about John is that he's really just focused on it being a good movie that captures the spirit of the book. So he's not sitting there, with a checklist of like, oh, that was a different color, or that should be green, not red. Like, he really just wants it to be honest to the characters, and it was just a big help.
And have you got any other projects sort of lined up at the moment, or is it?
I don't have anything lined up. I'm going to get a rest after this, and then I have a few things I'm developing, but I've really just been. We literally finished last week, so I've just been in Paper Towns up until this point.
Because I mean, there's been an inclination of late for kind of indie directors to try their hand at the big blockbusters. You've had obviously Colin Trevorrow with Jurassic World, and then Gareth Edwards with Godzilla. I mean, is that something that you can see yourself doing or would like to do in the future? And is it also quite encouraging that, the big sort of studios are paying attention to really talented filmmakers out there?
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, I would do it if the same as Paper Towns, if it came along and it was the right thing and it if it felt right, you would do it. Like, I don't try to pick movies based on, kind of a strategy of where you're trying to get to. Like, if it's a great story, and I always like when a story has an opportunity for the camera to be an active storyteller along with the script and the acting, and I felt like Paper Towns really had that, kind of leading you through Quentin's search. Like, it had a little bit of that, and it'd be fun to expand on that for sure. But it's not like I have my sights on that versus something else. But I think those guys have been doing a great job with big material and making sure that it still stays honest to character.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah,
much
thank you so much.
Cheers. See you again.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey!